Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We were looking at the fundamental problem of a human being, which is one of self non-acceptance. This self non-acceptance itself is born due to a certain self-judgment. In our own judgment, we are limited with reference to space, with reference to time, with reference to knowledge, with reference to having pleasure. So whichever way one looks at oneself, one is a limited being, and this is not acceptable to oneself instinctively. So one is always struggling to get rid of some form of limitation without realizing that the solution one is seeking is not really going to make one really free from all limitations, because as long as you are seeking your solutions in the form of results of action, all results of action themselves are finite, limited, and any amount of limited accomplishments or whatever you accumulate, correct, limited things can never become the limitless. So all the sense of limitation is centered on yourself, and therefore the solution also has to be centered on yourself. You cannot go and seek something externally. And if there has to be a solution, we saw that that solution cannot be newly created. It has to be already there, because what you are really seeking, if it is the limitless, limitless has to be available here and now, right now. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to actually, you cannot create it newly, because it should already be there. It has to span all three periods of time, and it has to be everywhere in space. In fact, it has to transcend space-time. That is the only way it can be limitless. And all the objects in space-time also, it has to transcend. If something like that is there, the only problem is I am not aware of it. I am not aware that I am already the limitless. So your problem now becomes one of ignorance, and the solution for that is only knowledge. Knowledge alone can remove ignorance. Any amount of karma or karma phala, any amount of action or results of action does not really remove your ignorance about yourself. It in fact only perpetuates it even more. That's what we call it samsara. Samsara or samyak sarati iti samsaraha. Means you are traveling very well. You are going from one thing to another. In English, we can call it a life of becoming. You are having a life of becoming. You become one thing, hoping that it will give you the freedom you are looking for. But after achieving something, it is not the same thing. Then you want to achieve something else. You want to achieve something else. It keeps on going. It never ends. Even after this lifetime is over, our Shastra says that it will continue in another lifetime. So it's a never-ending vicious cycle. How do I get out of it? Means you have to know yourself. You have to know your true nature, which is what is the subject matter of Vedanta. So we also saw, since we are seeking knowledge, means we require a means of knowledge. Knowledge does not happen just like that. Knowledge happens because of an operation of a means of knowledge. If you want to see color, you require eyes. If you want to hear the sounds, you require your ears. So like this, sense perception is one form of means of knowledge which we have. Already it is given to us automatically. Then inference also we can do. Then there are other means of knowledge like comparison, etc. So we have some means of knowledge which are available to us, through which only we are learning about this world. All the objective knowledge which we are collecting about different objects in the world are all through different means of knowledge which has been given to us. Okay, it is there for us to use. But one more means of knowledge we specifically looked at last week, which are the words. Words are shabda. Now words again, normally in fact it is defined as apta vakyam, shabdam. Okay, apta vakyam means what? Anybody who is a reliable source of information. Anybody who is reliable, apta means a reliable source or reliable person. That person's words can be considered as a valid knowledge, because you know that that person is not going to lie to you or cheat you or anything like that. Reliable person. So when a reliable person is telling you something, even though you are not experiencing it right here, you give the benefit of the doubt and you accept that as valid knowledge. Of course, you can go and verify it. If the object about which that person is telling you something is not available right now, words can only give you indirect knowledge. That indirect knowledge can be made direct knowledge also, depending on what you want to do about it. Now, although we say words in general, but normally when we talk about words as a means of knowledge, we take it as the words of the Veda. Okay. So Veda is a body of knowledge made up of words. It is available to us. And we look upon the Veda as a valid means of knowledge. One more valid means of knowledge. And Veda itself is talking to us about many things, which I already told you. In fact, 95% or more of Veda is about only karma. Whatever you do, different types of rituals, whether it is fire ritual or even upasana, mental activity, you do all that and you can gain certain things. So Veda is giving you different sadhya, ends to accomplish, and the means to accomplish that also the Veda is giving you. And you can choose to do all that. If you are desirous of a particular end, then you can take up whatever the means the Veda is given and you can try to accomplish it. Now, when Veda is talking about karma, it is a means of knowledge, but whatever you know alone is not enough. You have to do whatever has been said there. Correct? You have to know and then do. Then only you will get the results. Now, how do I know what the Veda says is true? Where is the proof? So this is the next question. Okay, everybody wants proof or validity. What is the proof that whatever the Veda is saying is true? Veda is saying there is a Swarga. Okay, you can go to Swarga. There are even descriptions of Swarga. Okay, in the Swarga, you won't have any childhood. You are born directly as an adult, let us say, to enjoy everything. You don't even have to consume to enjoy something. Devas are supposed to be paroksha priyaha. They can enjoy something without consuming it. Yeah, how is that possible? It is possible even for us, correct? We can enjoy a book without consuming the book, really. You cannot enjoy food without consuming. Maybe some people who like to just smell the food can do that. But otherwise, generally, most things we only enjoy by consuming. But that's not always true, correct? We can enjoy a book without consuming it. In fact, most of the time, even before you enjoy the book, somebody takes it away from you. That is a problem. There is even a saying, correct? Parahastam gatam gatam. Once it goes to somebody else, it's gone. Of course, nowadays you have all this Kindle and all that. You don't have to worry. Even if you don't have it in one device, you can have it in another device. Anyway, what I am saying is Veda is revealing so many different things. What is the proof for that? Very valid question. You are all very rational people. Okay. So before we can answer that question, we should get introduced to certain other things. We should understand the nature of knowledge itself, and also what are the characteristics of a means of knowledge. Then only that question can be answered. Okay. So now let us look at knowledge itself. We'll take sense perception, for example. You are looking at something. So I'm looking at this laptop, correct? So there is a laptop cognition. Laptop cognition is taking place. Whenever I know something, I use my sense organ like eyes, objectify it in my mind, and then knowledge takes place, we say. Now, how do I know one cognition is valid? Because eyes can also report erroneous things. We all have experienced that. You have seen snake, you are afraid, you are ready to run, but when somebody shines the torch there, you see only a rope is there. Or you are seeing mirage water. In summers, in fact, we see it even in India in many places, correct? Or you can see it in deserts if you go to a desert. So eyes are reporting water, but if you go there, there is no water, only sand is there. Like this, so many optical illusions are there. So how do I know what my eyes are reporting is a valid knowledge? So here there are two different views are there. Okay. One view is that something else has to now come and confirm that the first cognition is valid. Okay. Some other cognition or something else, okay, or another cognition itself, let us say. That is called, technically in Sanskritam we call it Parataha Pramanam. Parataha Pramanam means what? Pramanam or Prama means valid knowledge. Okay. Parataha Pramanam means what? The means of knowledge has revealed you something, but to establish the validity of that, you require one more, something else, some other cognition, something other than itself you require. Now, what is the problem if you say Parataha Pramanam? That one more cognition has to come and validate this cognition. Then what about that cognition itself? How do you know that is valid? Correct? It's a valid question again. If you question the validity of the first cognition, you will also question the validity of the cognition which is supposed to prove the validity of the first cognition. Even more, you have to question that. Then will you say you require one more? If you require one more, again it will become infinite regress, correct? It will keep on going like that. There is no end to that. So there is a problem. When you go looking for the validity of one cognition, we can, what about one more, like that, it can keep on going. So what do we say then? So there is one more approach, or the correct approach. What is that? We say all knowledge is self-valid. Okay. Swatah pramanam. That is what is called swatah pramanam. Swataha pramanam means a means of knowledge. Once you accept it as a means of knowledge, of course, it has certain characteristics which we will discuss. But a means of knowledge like eyes, if they are revealing to you something, that is accepted as valid knowledge until it is disproved by some other more powerful cognition. So, validity of knowledge is self-validity, but erroneous cognition requires one more cognition. Okay. This way, only the transactions in the world can happen, correct? If you are waiting for one cognition to become valid and all that, no work can take place in this world. It is not practically, it doesn't happen like that, correct? Normally, we take whatever we cognize as valid and we go about doing our work and all that. 99% it is fine. But in 1%, of course, even if the erroneous cognition is there, it is getting corrected by another more powerful cognition, because when you shine a torch, that is a better cognition than what you originally saw, correct? It will negate the first cognition. So for negation only, you require one more cognition. But validity is assumed to be there already. And if something is not negated, then it is valid knowledge. Is this point clear to all of you? It's a very simple thing only. All knowledge is self-valid. All erroneous cognition requires some other cognition, more powerful cognition, to negate the original cognition. So this is how we understand valid knowledge and erroneous knowledge or cognition. Valid cognition, erroneous cognition. And all means of knowledge are self-valid. Okay. That means because they are giving you valid knowledge only. That's how we start with, at least. Okay, what is the big deal? Why are you saying all these things? Means you cannot, that's why you cannot ask for any proof. Now you understand? Because once you say that Veda is a means of knowledge, whatever it is revealing is self-valid. It is valid already. In fact, let us also look at certain characteristics of a means of knowledge. So traditionally we say a means of knowledge has to give me some knowledge which is not already revealed. Anadhigatam, like that, there is a word, it's a technical word. Adhigatam means already known, already you have cognized something. Anadhigatam means not already known, not already cognized. So whatever is already known, you don't have to know it through another means of knowledge, right? It's not really any new knowledge it is giving. It is only a restatement, correct, or recollection. But for it to be a valid means of knowledge, it has to give me something new, something unknown already. Okay, fine. Then what else? Whatever you have cognized should not be negated by any other cognition, which we already saw, correct? For a knowledge to be valid knowledge, it should not be negated by anything else. Any other cognition should not be negating it. That is called abadhitam. So remember, there are two characteristics for every means of knowledge. One is it has to reveal to me something which is not already known or not knowable in the given circumstance through any other way. And then whatever it has revealed, it should not be negated by any other cognition. If you understand this properly, then let us apply to all the different means of knowledge. Okay. So Let us take our eyes. Now eyes are revealing color, correct? I see some color here. I see my tilaka is red. Okay, fine. Only my eyes can reveal that color, correct? Now you are a rational person. You are asking proof. What is the, so okay, I ask you, I am a rational person. You are explaining to me about this. So I ask you, what is the proof that it is red? Come on, prove me. Then only I will accept the eyes as a valid means of knowledge. Can you prove? Come on, prove to me that my tilaka is red or maroon or whatever color it is. Can the ears come and prove that this is red? No, ear can only hear the sounds. It has no access to color. Can I smell it and say it is red? No. Can I touch it and say it is red? Can I taste it and say it is red? It's not possible. Other means of knowledge do not have access to color. In fact, that is why eyes are a valid means of knowledge. Now you understand our definition. We said that a means of knowledge has to reveal something which is a unique field of knowledge. Eyes are showing me color, which is unique. It's not available through any other means of knowledge. Since it is not available through any other means of knowledge, it cannot be proved or disproved by any other means of knowledge. Is that clear? You cannot ask proof. We take whatever our eyes are revealing as valid knowledge. That's how we do Vyavahara, correct? Everything happens in this world because we give the status of a pramana as a valid means of knowledge. That status we give to our eyes, our sense organs. Although always they may not report correctly, as I told you, but we take all cognition as self-valid unless it is negated later on. Okay, is this point clear to you now? Because this is a very important thing to understand, even whatever the Shastra is going to reveal to us. What is the status we give to the Veda? Very, very important. Correct? The status which you give to your own sense organs, are you ready to give it to the Veda? If you are ready to give that, then only I can teach you. Then only you can also benefit from the teaching of the Veda. If you are not ready to give that, nobody can force you, correct? Nobody can force. If you say, see, somebody is blind, or at least he became blind, okay? So he is not able to see. Now, for many years, they were going to some doctors and all that. Finally, now they are saying, doctors are saying, we have found some new technique, okay? Using this new technique and whatever surgery we do, you will be able to see. Now this person, very emotional person, he says, okay, all that is fine, but prove me that my eyes will see. Okay, I am ready to undergo the operation. You have to prove. Can any doctor prove that his eyes will see? They can only say that no, we have done some testing on mice or whatever research we have done. There is a very high probability that it will all work. You should undergo this surgery and all that. Okay, he has agreed to undergo the surgery also. Okay, surgery is done. Again, he says, before opening his bandage and all that, he says, now you prove my eyes will see. then only I will open my eyes. Can anybody prove? Nobody can prove that, correct? If you ask, you prove Veda is a means of knowledge, then only I will study it, means you cannot study it then. You cannot benefit from that. Then what the doctor will say, no, we have done everything properly. There is no reason why your eyes cannot see. Please open and use your eyes, then only you will know whether it is seeing or not. So the proof of a pramana is in using it. Is that clear? The proof of a pramana is in using it. When you use it, you will know whether it is working or not. And again, even while using the pramana, you cannot ask for proof that whatever it is revealing is valid. Why? I already told you, because each pramana is revealing something which is unique, correct? So one pramana can never really validate or prove the other pramana. That is the characteristic of a pramana itself. This point has to be clearly understood by all. So whatever is revealed by a pramana at least should not be negated by anything else. That is the only analysis we do. Is that clear? So even the words of the Veda, we analyze it a lot to understand it correctly and to interpret it in a way that whatever the Veda is saying should not be negated by any other means of knowledge. Then only whatever it is revealing is valid and it is unique. So if the Veda says there is Swarga, can you ask for any proof? You cannot ask for any proof because Swarga is not available for your sense organs or inference or anything. Clear? Swarga is not available. All you can say is, no, I don't believe in Swarga. If you say I don't believe in Swarga, you don't then accept the Veda as a Pramana. Correct? Because if your eyes are revealing that this is red, then you say, you give me some proof that this tilaka is red. I said, how can any other means of knowledge prove it? Then maximum what you can say, no, I don't believe my eyes. Don't believe, then you won't have that knowledge. Correct? That's all you can say, that I don't believe my eyes, but nobody says that really, because we all take our sense organs with so much Shraddha, I have to say, correct? That is what is Shraddha. Shraddha means what? Again, don't go fall for English words and all that. English words distort most of our Shastra, our understanding. Shraddha means I am giving the status of a means of knowledge. So if you have Shraddha, means I have Shraddha towards Veda. I am an Astika. Astika, there is a word in our tradition. Shraddha also word is there. Who is an Astika? Astika means one who says Veda is a pramana. Correct? Vedaha pramanam asti, let us say. Pramanam asti. If you say, then you are an Astika. It is a valid means of knowledge. You give the benefit of the doubt to the pramanam, you use it, then you clarify that whatever it is revealing can neither be proved nor be disproved by any other means of knowledge. Then it is a pramana. You have to accept it because you have given the status of pramana. Whatever it is revealing, you have to accept it as valid knowledge because it is not negated by anything else also. It is revealing to you something unique. Anadhigatam, abadhitam. So if Veda says there is Swarga, fine, Swarga is there. Then it is giving you some means also. You do this Jyotishtoma to go to Swarga. That again is revealed only by the Veda. You don't even know what is the connection. So Veda says you do this karma, you gain some punya. Punya also is revealed by Veda only. Punya or Apurva it is called in Purva Mimamsa. This apurva or punya will take you after your death to Swarga. Now all this is not revealed or cannot be revealed by any other means of knowledge. Veda alone can reveal. If you have Shraddha in the Veda, you take it and you do it. In fact, in our country, we even have a ritual called Shraddham. Correct? What is the Shraddham? All Pitru Karma is called Shraddham. Once in a year, we do that. Some people do it even 96 times in a year. Shannavati and all they say. Or at least Tarpanam you do. Pitru Karma 96 times. But all Tarpana also is a Shraddha only in one way. Now, Shraddha means what? That which is done with Shraddha is called Shraddha. Now, some people nowadays come and ask, what is the proof that our Pitris will receive whatever I am offering? That is why it is called Shraddha. You cannot give any proof for all that, correct? Our ancestors have given us certain rituals, certain forms. It is so beautiful that you are able to offer something to your ancestors once in a while, correct? Normally, every month we do Tarpanam, every Amavasya or some new, the first day of the month also we do, correct? Whenever a Sankranti happens. Like this, and once in a year on the same Tithi we do something. It's a beautiful thing that you are able to do something for your ancestors, for your immediate ancestor also. It gives a certain feeling of relief, I would say, that we are able to do something, because when somebody was alive, always there is a lot of omissions and commissions are there, but we are not very conscious about it. But after somebody is gone, we have all these omissions and commissions only are left in there. Whenever we think of them, whatever you did not do for them or whatever wrong you did to somebody, all that is going to eat you. So at least now we have something to do. Even after they are gone physically, we are able to do something. Is a great thing. It is there in our culture. We have to appreciate it so much. All these forms are there. And there is the name itself is Shraddham, correct? You cannot ask for any proof and all that for that. If you believe, you do it. And you will see the benefit of that also. When doing something, you will also know whether it works or not. So anyway, the point which I am trying to tell is that whatever the pramana is revealing is unique. It should not be either proved or disproved by something else. Then only it is valid knowledge for us. And we analyze the Veda, whatever the Veda is revealing, all of that is analyzed like that. That is, there is a Purva Mimamsa also is there, Uttara Mimamsa also we have. Mimamsa means analysis. We analyze it a lot and establish that whatever the Veda is saying is unique and it can never be either proved or disproved by anything else. In fact, Shankaracharya makes a big statement in the Bhagavad Gita Bhashya. He says, even if 100 sentences of the Veda comes and says fire is cold, we cannot accept it. Because fire is hot. It is pratyaksha, correct? It is my experience. Veda cannot come and deny that or say something against that. Even if the Veda says that, okay, he again continues. We have to interpret it.
Come here.
Okay.
Don't do like that.
So, Veda, even if it says something like that, it has to be interpreted properly. So that is how we understand. Now that same Veda, which has given you all the sadhana and sadhya in the Purva Khanda, is also giving you knowledge about yourself. that also is not available anywhere else. Is that clear? Why? Because all other means of knowledge is only giving you objective knowledge about this world. You objectify everything and know. Even things like black hole. Let us take black hole. What is the problem with black hole? Means I cannot have any perception about it, correct? Even light cannot pass through that, they say. But we still infer, if from somewhere in the space even light does not come, then they say that black hole has to be there. It is sucking even the light. But even that as a concept we objectify in our mind and know. All the knowledge which we have known till now are all objective knowledge. But self-knowledge is not objective knowledge. That is why it is difficult in one way. In one way it is easy also. I will tell you where it is easy, where it is difficult. Self-knowledge is the knowledge about the subject. But subject cannot be objectified. That is a problem. Because all knowledge which we have gained throughout our life, we have gained all of them as objective knowledge. By objectifying in my mind only, I am knowing everything. You can know it through any means of knowledge. But finally, everything comes to your mind, you have to objectify it. Whether it is a sense perception or inferential knowledge or some other means of knowledge you used. Different types of inference are there, let us say. From all these things, we know that we are having objective knowledge. But what about the subject? The subject has been taken for granted all these years. But even now, I have analyzed, I want to know myself means, even then, the subject cannot be objectified. That's a problem. But the solution is very simple. What is that? The subject need not be objectified. Correct? Subject is self-revealing. I don't have to use any means of knowledge to know I am there, I am existent. I am a self-existent, self-revealing, conscious being to whom everything becomes evident. In each and every cognition, I am there as the invariable. All I have to do is, I have to remove ignorance, wrong notions about myself. Even the Veda does not reveal the existence of the self. Understand that. Self is self-existent, self-revealing. Swaprakashaha, swatasiddhaha, we say in Sanskritam. Swaprakasha, Swayam Prakasha. Correct? Swayam Bhu. All these words are there. We all know that. Okay. So we have all these words which are telling us something, that the self need not be objectified. Then what needs to be done? Only all the wrong notions about yourself you have to remove. That is what the Veda is doing really. The words of the Veda are removing all wrong notions about yourself. Then you are there as you are. You don't have to become anything. There is nothing new, I told, correct? Because self-knowledge itself is nothing but accomplishing the accomplished. You are already the limitless. So you don't have to become anything. You don't have to attain any new experience. Nothing. You have to remove all wrong notions about yourself. Then you are there as you are. You are already a conscious being. Everybody knows that I am a conscious being to whom everything becomes evident. Then what is the problem? The problem is very unique. I take myself as something which I am cognizing as an object. That is the problem. That is what we call Atma Anatma Adhyasa. What is this? I say I am dark, I am fair, I am fat, I am slim. All these are qualities of the body. But I use I. It's all I, correct? I. I associate the I with the qualities of the body. But body itself is something I am cognizing all the time, correct? It's an object. Body is not a subject. I am evident of my body. Correct? The body becomes evident to me. I cognize all the body parts, whatever I can. So how can what I see can be I? Because one of the things in Vedanta first we try to analyze is what? Whatever I know is not I. This is the Vedanta logic, a simple logic. Whatever I know is an object of knowledge. I am the subject who is knowing that, correct? I am the knower. Whatever I know is an object of knowledge. Therefore, I am not that object of knowledge. This is a very simple thing actually. Now you apply it to your own body. Do you know your body? Yes. Then I am not the body. It's very clear, correct? It's straightforward. I am the knower of the body. Fine. What else? I am hungry. I am thirsty. Again, I. But do you know your hunger? Do you know your thirst? Yes, I know. All the bodily sensations I know. I don't even have to open my eyes, correct? I know the bodily sensations. Then even that is all, some physiological processes are happening. You are only the knower of that. Correct? It is all prana, you say. Physiological processes, activities are all due to prana. I am not all these things. Because I know it, I am only a subject who is knowing all these things. Similarly, I am knowledgeable, I am ignorant, I am an idiot, I am angry. All these things you know. That means these things are all states of your mind, which again becomes evident to you. I am only a knower of all these things. In fact, finally, we have to extend it to one more very difficult thing also for people. What is that difficult thing to understand? I know sorrow. What is the worldly logic? If you know your pain, your sorrow, means I am sorrowful, I am sad. Vedanta comes here also. Vedanta logic is what? I know my sorrow, then apply Vedanta logic. What is that? Therefore, I am not sorrowful. I am only the knower of sorrow also, which again is a state of mind. It's difficult. If a person is grieving, you cannot go and say this. I am not asking you to do that. Understand that. It is just that you have to analyze your own conclusions, whatever you have arrived at, you analyze all that and demolish. So one simple thing for you to practice is whatever I know is not I. That you can think about that. That is something very basic in Vedanta. But that I, what is the nature of that I then? I know it exists. Are there many I's like this? These are all some questions which we cannot arrive at the answer by ourselves. I know I am there. I am self-revealing also. I don't have to use any means of knowledge to know I am there. But beyond that, I am not all these things which I see, which is also fine. Still, who am I means, that's where the Shastra has to come and say certain things. It says that you are that limitless, because there is only one consciousness. There is no other consciousness. There is only one consciousness, which is the limitless. Then what about this whole world? All that will be explained. It will be explained away, in fact. You are the only one who is Satyam. So from epistemology, the study of knowledge, which we have been talking 2-3 classes, we also have to go to something called ontology. Ontology means study of reality. What is real? What is unreal or dependently real? What is independently real? What is dependently real or unreal? This also we have to understand very clearly. Then all wrong notions about yourself, it will start going. As the wrong notions dissolve, disappear, as they are destroyed, you are there as you are. You are already the limitless. You are already the source of all happiness. Nothing can really touch you because you are the real. Everything else is not at the same level of reality. You are the only real thing. You are the only real substance. You are the only real object. Whatever word you want to use, you can use that. But there is nothing else which is at the same level of reality as yourself. That is what needs to be understood. That is the teaching of Vedanta. Again, to teach this, we require a guru. Why do we require a guru? What are the characteristics of a guru? Whom should I consider as a guru? Because nowadays people have some allergy to gurus also. Some justification is there in that also, I think. But whatever, depending on each person's experience, they all have different views about gurus. But the Shastra is very clear. You have to go to a guru. It says Acharyavan Purusho Veda. The one who has Acharya only knows this. Correct? Tad Vijnanartham sa Gurumeva Abhigachet. This also another Upanishad says this. Mundoka Upanishad. To know this self, you have to approach the guru. You have to go to a guru. Bhagavad Gita, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena seveya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. The jnanis, those who already know, they will give upadesha, they will teach you. But you have to approach properly also. So Bhagavan says, to know this, you approach with humility by surrendering to your guru. Pranipatena, pariprashnena, then you question. But even questioning, you have to question not to disprove your guru, but to have better clarity for yourself. Our tradition is a teaching tradition, means all questions are welcome. But again, the attitude with which you question also is very important for your own knowledge, for your own good. So you question, and you also are ready to do seva to your guru. Bhagavan says, Pariprashnena sevaya. Okay. That again shows a certain attitude only. You have a certain attitude, certain respect to the teaching tradition, to your guru, then they will teach you definitely. Guru has nothing better to do. Understand that. No other expectation or strings attached. Every guru is very happy to teach, provided students come and learn. In fact, only if a student is there, guru also is a guru. Otherwise, guru also is only a status which comes and goes. Guru does not really care for gurudom or anything. Understand that. But if students are there, guru will teach. So you have to go to a guru and learn. That we will see next week. What is the characteristic of a guru? Why a guru is required? All these things and some other objections to all these things we'll see next week. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.